Hello, we are PBL Time to Change, and in our boxing regimen, we are gonna first show you how to safely practice boxing without sustaining any injuries.
Alright, stop. So what's the difference between these two clips, and how come the second one worked and the first one didn't? Alright, so the difference between these two clips are that one is using wrap and one isn't using wrap. So the hands have lots of small bones and small tissues, and when you're punching something, it's distributing the force of impact. And when you don't wear wraps, then you don't distribute the force of impact. And this is what causes fractures and injuries, and you need to make sure you wear your wraps at all times. Alright, stop. Let's talk about the differences between these two clips and the science of wearing headgear. Because for one, it worked. And for the other who decided not to wear headgear, it didn't work. So, although headgear doesn't actually prevent concussions, it can reduce the risk of superficial injuries like cuts and bruises. And a research in the Journal of Sports Sciences actually indicates that headgear can absorb some of the impact forces. So, it's actually going to hurt less when you're wearing headgear. So, make sure you wear your headgear because it's safe. Alright, stop. Let's talk about the difference between these two clips, again, because you might be confused. So, what's the difference in the footwork here? So, the difference is actually crossing your feet while moving. Now, what does this do? This actually disrupts your center of gravity. And when your center of gravity is disrupted, then it actually makes you more prone to falling or getting hit, as you saw in the video. So, maintaining a proper stance allows for better mobility and also helps you stay safe while you're boxing so you don't accidentally trip or roll your ankle. Please make sure not to cross your feet. Alright, stop. So, what's the difference in these two clips? You might be confused as to what he did and why dropping his hands was so ineffective while he was sparring. So, the defensive position in boxing is actually really crucial as a safety issue, because a study in the Journal of Sports Medicine again indicates that hand positioning is a key factor in reducing head trauma while striking sports. So when you drop your hands, you increase the risk of concussions, you increase the risk of facial fractures as the head is more exposed to incoming punches. So remember, please keep your hands up while you're boxing. Alright, stop. So he drinks so much water. What's the issue, right? So the issue here is actually not the hydration portion, because hydration is important, but while hydration is important, excessively intaking water, especially before you spar, can lead to a condition called hypernatremia. So according to the International Journal of Sports Nutrition and Exercise Metabolism, when the sodium levels in the body become dangerously low, it leads to nausea and vomiting, like you saw in the first clip. So remember, boxers, please only take 1 sip or 2 sips when you're drinking water. So one person was stretching, the other wasn't. So what's the difference? I mean, it's just stretching, right? Well, actually, no, because dynamic stretching before workouts is actually helpful for enhancing your flexibility and preparing your muscles for exertion, like when you're boxing. So research published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research shows that pre-training stretching can reduce strains and sprains. It's honestly common knowledge, but just in case you guys didn't know, it's always safe to stretch before you do any kind of workout because you don't want to pull a muscle.
This is the end of the video, and I hope you guys can learn how to box safely. So, time to change.